I'm Justin Darcy from bets.com.au, and today I'll be talking about tomorrow's $8 million Melbourne Cup, the race that stops the nation run at Flemington over 3,200 metres. Of course, we know the story heading into the race is Incentivise winning his Toowoomba Maiden in April of this year and suddenly rising through the grades heavily, just winning in succession, race after race. He's won his last 3 races at Group 1 level. He's just gone to another level. His Caulfield Cup win was astonishing, and he is the deserved favourite in the race. But for me, it's un-Australian to be tipping a $2.30 horse in a Melbourne Cup with 24 runners. So we'll be hunting for a little bit more value here, but of course he has to be in your top 3 selections in this race. But quick rundown of the market. We've got Incentivise heading, of course, from Spanish Mission, the international, who brings over some very strong form lines. We've got Twilight Payment at $12, last year's Melbourne Cup winner. Has to go up in weight, but this is not a stronger field this year. He's going to be leading. We know where he's going to be. He's going to look the winner with about 300 to go. Floating Artist, Charlie Rose, Very Elegant and Grand Promenade, all on the next level of betting. 3 of them with the lightweights, but Very Elegant we know is the premier mare of Australia, and her run in the Cox Plate, she looked very dour in that race, I thought. So coming up to 3,200 metres this time around, I feel will be suitable for her. Drawing wide, she's going to have plenty of room out there at least. She's probably going to have to go back and give some of these really good horses a head start. But on a good 3 ground, that's my question. Is she going to be a little bit better on softer tracks where we've seen her just be at her absolute best before? But we'll get stuck straight into my tips now. And on top for me is the horse I've been with since the day after Melbourne Cup Day last year and had my eye on since June of 2020, and that is Spanish Mission. He has been set for this race for the last 18 months. His form around Stradivarius, I feel, reads very well. I know a lot of people are saying that Stradivarius is written off now, he's not as good as he was. And correct, he's probably not as good as he quite was, but I still feel he's in the top 2 or 3 best stayers in the world. His wet track form is just not quite as good as he's on top of the ground. He's just run into a superstar wet tracker at his last 2 starts in Trushan, and that horse is just about unbeatable in wet ground. So the fact that he's still running 2nd and 3rd to that horse over these longer distances, and even though he's not at his best, that's still quite impressive form for Spanish Mission to at least be having around a horse at the level that Stradivarius keeps running to and keeps coming back time and time again to prove that he's one of the world's best. And I'll be ignoring what everyone says about Stradivarius and those form lines, and maybe Spanish Mission is that bit overhyped. I'm definitely thinking the horse is not overhyped. I think he's an absolute superstar and definitely one of the world's best stayers. He ran 3rd in the Ascot Gold Cup 2 starts ago, where he ran 3rd to Subjectivist, who is one of the world's best stayers, of course. So that reads very well for this. He then got nosed out by Stradivarius in the Lonsdale Cup, so I thought he was very tough to at least go with that horse. And if you're in a 2-horse war with Stradivarius, the champ's always going to win. So for him to at least get that half head in front but only be nosed out on the line, I thought was a very valiant effort from Spanish Mission. Craig Williams has hopped on. He said the horse is 100% sound. Those little skin issues that he had late last week, he said ignore them. This horse is 100% sound. He hasn't missed any work. He's ready to rumble. This is his goal, and this is his race to win. So Spanish Mission for me, as I've mentioned, I've been on him for a long time now, and I got him at triple figures, so I'm lucky going into this race that I don't have to have a bet on him. But Spanish Mission, I just cannot go past with his irresistible international form lines. Second horse, Incentivise, we know what he's done. He's the story of the race. He's a 3-time Group 1 winner. He was just dominant in the Caulfield Cup last start and the deserved favourite in the race. I couldn't be interested in having a bet on him unless he was $3.50 or more in this event. I don't think in a 24-horse field that you can have a sub $3 favourite unless they're just an out-and-out champion. And I know this horse could be very well this champion that we all think he might be, but until he wins the Melbourne Cup, I can't say that he's better than Spanish Mission or he's better than Twilight Payment, who have been there, they've done it at this top level over 3,200 metres. So based on that, I've got Incentivise in for 2nd at the price. My 3rd selection in the race is one of the lightweights, and that's Grand Promenade. I thought he was very good in the Bart Cummings. He rated through the roof in that event. Kerry McAvoy jumps aboard. We know what he's done in the Melbourne Cups before. He's a multiple Melbourne Cup winning jockey. Never forget his ride on cross counter across coming from the back of the field, copped a bit of interference early, was one of the most remarkable wins I've seen in a Melbourne Cup, storming down the outside to beat Mallow. So Grand Promenade, lightweight, draws wide, which is a little bit unfavourable for him, but we know where he's going to be, somewhere on the pace, and he's very tough to the line. So Grand Promenade for 3rd, and my 4th selection in the race is Charlie Rose. Her Geelong Cup win, it was very good. Subsequent to running 2nd in the Bart Cummings 2 Grand Promenade, so I have to have Grand Promenade on top of her on that basis, but Simon Wilde believes she's definitely a stayer. She's going to run out this 3,200 metres, so Charlie Rose has to be given a big chance in the race to fill the minors, And if you're looking for a horse at around 100 to 1, I think Ocean Billy is the one that can run a nice race. The Kiwi horse, he's just so dour. You just 2,400 metres in the Caulfield Cup, although he was well beaten by Incentivise. I thought his last 50 metres was actually very good. He ran through the line nicely, and I think he's just looking for this 3,200 metres now. He's so dour, no turn of foot. This is going to be a very fast run race with Twilight Payment in the event. He's going to be up front, leading, making this a true staying test. And if that's the case, a lot of these horses aren't going to run out the trip, and Ocean Billy at 100 to 1 is not the worst one that you can have in the race. So as for a first five, they'll be sort of the five I'm boxing around with trifectas and first fours, etc. And of course throwing Ocean Billy in there. So yep, they're my tips for the Melbourne Cup. I've got Spanish Mission on top to beat Incentivise, Grand Promenade, and Charlie Rosen for fourth. And as a roughie, Ocean Billy. Thank you all again for watching. Good luck on Melbourne Cup Day. I hope you find the winner, and I'll talk to you all again next week. Make sure you check out bets.com.au for all your latest racing news and racing tips.